Alright, let us start the class now. Today, our anchor is Satyam is our host today, and we are welcoming him. So put your hands together for the practice session of the speech competition expressions. Over to you, Satyam. Over to you. You start the show.
A very auspicious morning to all. Myself, Satyam Ojha. So today we are.
My name is.
A very auspicious morning to all. My name is Satyam Ojha. So today we are gathered here for a very beautiful occasion, that is expression competition. I would like to invite Tanu as a next speaker. First speaker. I would like to invite Tanu as a first speaker. Vinita, you?
All right. Last
I would like to invite Vinita Srivastav as a first speaker. Please come on stage and give expression and speech.
Respected directors, sir, teachers, and all my dear friends, a very warm morning to you all. It has been a privilege for giving me such an honor to present my views on the topic decoding post-COVID-19 socio-economic problems, along with the how has the Russia and Ukraine war affected economy. So firstly, I would like to talk about COVID-19. So COVID-19 is a respiratory illness in humans caused by a virus named as SARS-CoV-2 virus, which results in producing severe symptoms and in n number of cases death too. It first appeared in Wuhan city of China in December 2019 and became pandemic in 2020. Its effect was suddenly felt by the whole world, due to which so many people lost their loved ones. Our global economic condition has fallen sooner than expected. Millions of job losses, thousands of small businesses were forced to shut down. People didn't have their capital to invest in their industries. There was financial crisis all around. It also had a very bad effect on education system as well. All the schools and colleges have shifted from offline mode to online mode during that pandemic. The problem of starvation also came due to the lockdown imposed to prevent from COVID. So many people had struggled to arrange the two-time meals for their families. During that difficult time, hospitals were also not ready to admit the patients due to lack of space. And due to all this, people were so scared among themselves and no one was ready to help each other. And after all this, the global economic graph was struggling to stabilize after COVID pandemic. In between, the Russia and Ukraine war started, which again affected the economic condition very badly. It is well said that problems are like never-ending waves in the ocean. So the war started on 24 Feb 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine, and the reason behind it that Ukraine is located on the border of Russia and it wants to join the powerful alliance NATO to avail all the advantages of policies that are linked to NATO. But Russia, being an independent and powerful nation, was creating an obstacle for Ukraine to join NATO because it shows insecurity for Russia, and due to which around 14,000 people died during the war. Apart from all the life losses, the war has also serious economic costs like damage to infrastructure, a decline in the working population, the breakup of commodities and social networks, and the inflation as well as debt had also decreased. And since Russia and Ukraine are major producers of especially oils, natural gas, and wheat, it results in disturbing global price badly. And with great disappointment, I have to say this, the war is still going on and affecting global economic condition. So last but not the least, I just want to tell you that one should never lose hope, as there is always a good sign followed by any uncertain bad time. So think positive, be positive. Thank you.
Yes.
I would like to invite second speaker as a Jyoti Kumari.
A very warm good morning to all of you. I am here today before you to share my views or the situation of the economic in this world that is highly affected due to the two most historical events that is happening in our time. First, the COVID, and the second, the Russian-Ukraine war. As we know, this was the topic of war and the pandemic and the different things all over around the world that we study in our books. It's like a story. We are here, we listen, we read it. Whatever we do, no matter how much we try, we just take it as a story because we never go through it, we never feel it, we never see it. That's now we are in the era. Here we are facing the worst thing that the world is experienced in history, and now we are here, the witnesses. Now, in day-to-day life, we see in the news the everything that every day, the every struggle, the problems, the solution that we see. Now we are able to feel, realize that what is it? What is actually that mean? What is the struggle? What is the hope? Everything. For me, it is a very much like a fairy tale when I study in the books. Now, when I feel and realize it, and I now understand is so much that how a human is powerful. Is this most diverse situation? We are in the condition that we do not know at what time it's going to be end. Still, the struggles is carrying on. The COVID-19 and the war, these both are going now together. The COVID-19 is the started first, but now the war is included. And this thing affect the world so harsh. Literally the world, every single person of every corner of the world. No matter it is from a popular city or in the forest, they all know what is COVID-19. It's make an impact that in the pages of history is leave us straight. It's so much powerful that our upcoming all generation going to experience how it affected. It's leave a very deep effect on the upcoming. The word that is talking about the post-COVID era. It's so powerful that it's created era. The war and the COVID. It's do so much to us that is we can't even explain in the words. That is unexplainable because it is that powerful. Now I'm here to speak about a very precise topic, that is social economic problems that is have occurred due to COVID and the economics problem that we have. Yes, ma'am. I know it is.
Bell बजेगा आपको and you have to that is the morning. 1 minute or
I will maintain it.
Suddenly हम चुप नहीं हो जाना. आपको बहुत कायदे से तरीके से and finally I would like to say that. Just.
So I'm talking about the topic precisely, that is on the social economic problems that people faces and the economic. For now, the economy.
What is?
At today the whole world economy is suffering a lot because of these two events. these two events, the COVID and the war. As due to the COVID, that we know how miserable the life was. The whole economy is shut down. Every single person living is on the edge of what they know. You don't know.
It has affected all spheres of life.
All spirits.
Everyone, all of us. We have all lost someone. All these great things. And we all have disastrous memories to take home. Memories will be time will be erasing the memories. But scar will always be there.
As we know, the income is the most essential part of the life.
और इसके थ्रो एनर्जी लेवल बरकरार रहनी चाहिए ये आपको लोग ये तो एक लेवल करिए अपना एनर्जी लेवल
The income is the most essential part. We all know, and the worst the disaster we going through, the worst thing is made through the income. As COVID is the thing that is dangerous. I mean,
और एक टाइम यूटिंग माय एग्जांपल
Thank you, Jyoti, for giving us such a good speech. I would like to invite Avinav Kumar as our next speaker.
A very warm good morning to everyone. I would like to thank Satyam Ojha for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to present myself on the topic decoding the post-COVID-19 socio-economic problems and the Russia-Ukraine global crisis. We all have seen how this virus, that is COVID-19, came like a tsunami and blew away the entire humanity. Thousands of deaths worldwide were reported and is still going on. You know what's the best thing about COVID-19? That it is not a human. Since it is not a human, it can't discriminate. Just like when some rich people see some poor and slum areas or some poor people, they think themselves as inferior. Similarly, some white people think themselves as superior over black or brown people. But COVID slapped everyone, whether they are rich, poor, black or brown. We all have witnessed the heroic actions of our corona warriors, but there were huge rise in cases of hostility against them. Do they deserve this kind of behavior? Our Anna Devata, that is farmers, were so depressed, and even many of them were committed suicide only because of COVID-19. A poor section of poor people who were moved to another state or town for earning a source of living were stuck only because of restrictions of COVID-19. And they were not the only ones who were affected. Some in their family members died because of starvation and no source of living. Since virus is not a human, so it will not discriminate. In the same way, it doesn't affect us socially, it's also affected us economically. When COVID-19 hit every country globally, the first step taken by every government of the world was to impose lockdowns. But lockdowns means confining millions of citizens to their homes, shutting down all business industries, and stopping all the economic activity happening in any country. During COVID crisis, the IMF estimated growth rate of world economy at -3%, and even our RBI estimated growth rate of Indian economy will be negative. And these estimations become reality, and consequently, 40 crores of Indian population were pushed back to below poverty line. At the time, the prices of crude oil, natural gas, foods and grains were at peak. Every sector, whether it's primary, secondary, or tertiary, were destroyed. As a result, the Indian economy collapsed. As India is still developing country, the recovery was never so easy, but we are recovering at good pace. But unfortunately, when we are at the verge of recovering from one crisis, the other crisis is already on our doors. I'm talking about Russia-Ukraine crisis. The day when Vladimir Putin started his special military operation over Ukraine was the day when the gate of the hell, which was closing by the departure of COVID, was once again reopened by the war. As Russia, the second largest supplier of crude oil, due to war, the supply is limited, and as a result, the supply is limited, so the prices are at its peak. And if the war between two nuclear nations continued, then World War III is not too far. Due to multiple sanctions and harsh sanctions imposed on Russia by Western or European nations, Russia on the counterpart, destabilizing the world economy. In these critical times, we should unite together and help our government to regain our position at the world market. And remember, since wars and viruses are not humans, so they will not discriminate. They will destroy everyone who is irresponsible and incautious. Stay safe and hope for the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinav, for giving a good view on COVID-19 topic and Ukraine-Russian war.
I appreciate it.
I would like to invite Manvi Kumari as our next presenter.
Respected teachers, honorable guests, and my dear friends, a very warm and pleasant good morning to all. This is Manvi Kumari from BBM PPU batch, and today I am here in front of you to present a speech on the most concerning and debating issue of time, that is decoding post-COVID-19 socio-economic crisis. Before starting, I kindly request you to pay your kind attention here for a while, and I'm very, very much grateful for having this opportunity. So let's start with a small question. How many of you sitting over here ever imagined in your weirdest dream that something like this will ever going to happen? Some kind of deadly virus will wrap up the whole world into its blanket, and for making the situation even more worse, a war between two significant countries, that is Russia and Ukraine, will break out. I mean, I had never given it a thought. I've only studied in history about wars and all, but hello, welcome to reality. It is happening. Let me know its origin first. It is caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus, and it is spread from Wuhan city itself in December 2019. And as a matter of fact, it resulted in 4.3 million confirmed cases across the world. Moreover, it created spark of fear regarding socio-economic crisis within us. COVID-19 itself created a number of poverty and unemployment across the country. It impacted all sorts of sectors. Manufacturing and production of commodities seen a sharp decline. Talking on the business front, it is quite challenging period for especially small and mid companies, but it also creates a differentiation in the functioning of MNCs as well. I'd also like to point out one of the facts that according to Plastic British Federation, 80% of the businesses has seen a significant decline in their turnover. In addition to it, it also creates a surge of demonetization across the country. Now, no one will disagree to me. The COVID-19 itself, along with this war, has changed the whole figure of the world. Though, on contrary, a distinctive rise in e-commerce section and e-learning platforms is seen. This period is also called an era of digitalization because a lot of entrepreneurs are looking for to go digitalized. And you know what? One of the most painful events that stuck me whenever I give it a thought, that a kind of scenario when some people are not ready to bury or live the dead bodies of their own near and dear ones. That is really, really insane. Now talking about the post-COVID-19 scenario, all the people are adopting a lot of changes into their life. All the economy and businesses are just started to recover, but the destiny wants something else. And on 24th February 2022, Russia forces launched a war on neighbor Ukraine. As COVID-19 has already weakened the balance sheets of the nation, and now the world can ill afford further disruptions. From the first day of conflict itself, the world witnessed 8% of cryptocurrency market being wiped out, and also leads to the biggest crash in stock market. Let me begin it by saying today's world is interconnected and most of the commodities are supplied from one country to another. And as a matter of fact, Russia is one of the largest producer of oil gas and the third largest producer of natural gas. It also a great supplier of lot of raw materials including semiconductors and all. And this war has impacted the whole supply chain through the swift ban. It trims the overall GDP by 4.4%. Many companies are just winding up. Finally, we can conclude that the entire global economy feels its effects through steeper inflation, trade disruptions, and slow growth rate. Now, at this moment, we are very much curious to know what are the various measures that are taken to improve the economy. Some of them are subsidies are provided on various levels, 0% interest loans are given to hard-hit companies, the Bank of Russia cut out the key rate by 4.25%, and a declaration of downtime, and many more. Finally, I would like to conclude my speech by saying, if everyone made war only according to his own conviction, there would be no war. So, in this scenario, we just perform our role in our best way to get hold over this worsening situation. Stay still positive, but don't be COVID positive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manvi, for showing your expression. I would like to invite Sachin Kumar as our next speaker.
Have a pleasant morning to all. First of all, thank you to Satyam for giving me this opportunity to present myself. I'm standing before you to throw a light on the most discussed topic of this decade, that is post-COVID-19 and socio and economic problems. And we will also discuss about the Russia-Ukraine war impact. So on 24th March 2020, Government of India announced a complete lockdown in the entire nation due to the spread of COVID-19. Actually, COVID-19 is a communicable disease which is caused by the virus, that is SARS-CoV-2. As we all know, it's coronavirus. It was firstly identified in Wuhan city of China in December 2019. And then after it started spreading all across the world, this pandemic caused approx 500 million cases and 6 million deaths, making it one of the most deadliest in history. We slept in one word and woke up with it. And then we realized that India has no more hustle bustle. Paris is no more romantic. Also realized that, and we have also realized that money is not that powerful and power is not that valuable. Being caged in lockdown have a serious negative effect on the emotions of people. They've thrown many people into the loneliness, and this loneliness caused mental conditions like depression, anxiety, and many more. COVID-19 has also a very bad impact on economic conditions, like stock market have crashed, plenty of large and small businesses failed to survive, and tourist places, hotels, and industries, transportation facilities, everything was shut down. Government was facing a huge economic loss. Unemployment was at its peak, and many people come below the poverty. And unorganized sector workers face the most devastating effect of this pandemic. Migrant workers were forced to return to their home without any help of transportation. But you know one thing, if there is a demon, there is a warrior. All the police, sanitation workers, health workers, doctors, they work selflessly day and night. They left their family behind for the safety of us. As we were discussing the glimpses of biological war, but when it comes onto the breed of humans, it creates like the conditions like Russia-Ukraine war. You can say it destroyed many conditions, like it materialistic thing destroyed, but also human conditions. Many people had lost their lives. You know, Mahatma Gandhi, our father of nation, once said that Earth can only satisfy our human need, not the human greeds. Although we are not the part, although India is not the part, neither the neither the part nor the victim of this war, but it is also facing inflation. Because India is connected with the globalization chain. India is developing nation and we are still not Atmanirbhar Bharat. So we should always try, because of this crude oil prices become high and transportation charges become high, and due to this, when transportation charges become high and due to this the prices of all the goods and services become double. So we should always try to make bridges, not the walls. This shows that war can never be ended, but war can end. I know it is very hard to be optimistic or positive in this situation, but we have only choices, right? Either be the light in the darkness or live with the fear. So I mean, at last, I want to say that look deep inside you, will find something, trust, hope, and spirit inside you in these times of disruption, chaos, and tragedy. Thank you.
Please give us-
We need a very inspiring and motivating speech.
Thank you, Sachin. I truly appreciate the confidence you saw in this speech.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to invite Anupama as a next. I would like to invite Tanu as a next presenter.
Temporarily. Respected Director Sir, Principal Ma'am, and everyone who is presenting here. Respected Director Sir, Principal Ma'am, and each and everyone who is sitting here. A very cheerful good morning to you all. My name is Dhanupriya. I am standing here to give a speech that is decided by our institution, and the topic is decoding the post-COVID-19 social economical problems. As we all know that this is a staff getting affected due to deadly virus. This is the questions millions of people around the globe is being forced to answer during this COVID-19 lockdown. Never in our lifetime happened the entire world stand still due to a pandemic. The global cities like Mumbai, London, New York look like a ghost
The
town.
world came to a grinding halt. Grinding halt मतलब? Grind करते करते धीरे-धीरे होते रुक जाए. Grinding halt.
The global cities like Mumbai, London, New York look like a ghost town at the height of the rates of COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, this COVID-19 is a respiratory disease caused by the virus SARS-CoV-2, which is actively spreaded to other parts of the world, which is spread among all the age of people, like children, adults, and among the senior citizens. No one knows that who is going to die, and even no one knows that what is going to happen in our next coming month. Everything was unpredictable. Right? No one knows that what is going to happen exactly. And now, thanks to international travel who closed their boundary for the first step most government took to stop the spread of COVID-19, followed by complete lockdown. I really want to appreciate the works of doctors, police officers, and all the governments who really helped the poor people during this pandemic by providing food packets and all the and others activities things.
Other amenities.
Many
Amenities.
and the most honorable, our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who really helped our citizens during this pandemic, during this disasterful period by providing medicine and vaccine free of cost for the entire nation. This was so painful for the nation because about around 18 million of people died worldwide.
the children, the mothers and children in China, the mothers was get affected due to deadly virus and she was shot by the Chinese soldiers in front of their children. These statements can't be explained in a word. How painful that situation was. With the coordination of me, you, and each and every one of this nation supporting each other, and that's why I'm standing here and giving this speech. So thank you so much for coordination during this COVID-19. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tanu, for showing your expressions. Bonus. Right. Okay.
You're not speaking. So far so good. And be yourself. Be yourself. Look confident. Feel confident. And tell your story in a way only you can. The only person can help you is you yourself. Get some words. Look intelligent. Feel intelligent. Look smart. Be smart. And one thing is very important. Live in the speech. Whatever you are speaking, you should feel it. And then nothing is stopping you. You can definitely be the winners. And for me today, I think all of you spoke really well, and I'm really happy. So we are meeting again on Zoom, and you all are meeting in the auditorium for the rehearsal again.
Yes.
That's all for today.
Thank you.